Hello everyone, I'm Alex, the founder of RenderLion. In this short video tutorial, I'll show you how to create an animated wallpaper using the RenderLion generator. To begin, please register or sign in to your RenderLion account. Once logged in, click the Generate button from the header menu and select Animated Wallpaper. After your profile is loaded, you can start generating an animated wallpaper from simple static data, such as images, colors, fonts, and brand data. Please remember that all videos generated using RenderLion are simultaneously created in 3 different formats: square, portrait, and landscape. I set up my default preview in square format for this short video tutorial, but you can easily switch to other formats, as you can see in my example. To start generating your animated background, you must set up your profile first. Once your profile is set, you can use it or reuse it for all your future videos generated with RenderLion. Let me show you how to set up your profile, but you can skip this step if you already created one. First, you must upload an avatar or logo. In my example, I uploaded a travel agency logo. Once your logo is uploaded, you must set the scale to fit it perfectly inside the logo preview circle. In this case, I set the scale to 90%. You can also make your logo background a solid color. For this example, I prefer the default option, which is a transparent background. The second step in setting up a RenderLion profile is to choose the colors you want for your videos. You can use custom colors for the background, text, or other elements, but as you can see, I prefer to set predefined colors by opening the RenderLion color palette. Once the RenderLion color palette pop-up opens, you have tens of color combinations. I selected a light background color with dark text and blue elements and clicked Update. The next step in setting up a RenderLion profile is to select the fonts for the headlines and other text elements. You can do this by clicking on the font name for the headline or text, selecting a font, and clicking Update. In my example, I let the fonts as they are because I like them. The last step in setting up your profile is to add or remove brand data as you wish. As you can see, I added a brand name called Travel Adventure. Also, I chose to add a website too. All my changes are reflected in a random video preview on the right, so you may know what will come in the following steps. It's time to move forward, so I click the Next button. Here I will set up the data for my animated wallpaper effects. First, set the length of the animated wallpaper video you wish to have. I set it to 60 seconds, as you can see. Next, you can choose whether to have a background image for your video wallpaper. I click the Add from Gallery button to open the Images Gallery pop-up. You can search for a photo you want, but I chose a default photo in my example. I select it and I click Update. Once the image is added to the animated background, you can play with the transparency values. I set the image opacity to 20%, and this action instantly reflects on my animated wallpaper preview on the right. Now it's time for the cool part. Click the right arrow button below the video preview. With each click, RenderLion AI generates a new animated motion effect for your wallpaper. You have thousands of effects to choose from, all created almost instantly from your data added until now. Repeat this process until you find an animation that you like. In my example, I will stop and pick up this animated background with these random bubbles. Once I choose my animated background, I click the Next button and go to the final step. Here you can make the final adjustments for your animated wallpaper. You can easily adjust your video speed and timing, but in this tutorial, I prefer to let the default values. Now I clicked on the Scale button and adjusted the vertical scaling of my wallpaper video from 100% to 50%. The new vertical scale is instantly applied to my animated wallpaper, as you see in the right video preview. Please remember that the scale is automatically applied to the portrait and landscape versions, as I show you now. Let's return to the square format preview and open the video filter settings. Here you can easily adjust your animated wallpaper brightness, contrast, grayscale, hue, and more. As you can see in the video, I slightly increased the contrast and adjusted the hue for my animated wallpaper created in this tutorial. My animated wallpaper looks more vivid, so let me show you how to add an animated watermark. I click the Watermark button to open the Watermark settings. As you can see in the bottom right video preview corner, the logo I added to set up my profile is now an animated watermark. I will adjust the horizontal position to 50% to center my watermark. Also, I will slightly decrease the watermark's vertical position because it looks better. Now, the fun part is to choose the watermark effect for my animated wallpaper. I click the right arrow button under the video preview to do this. With every new click, a new watermark video motion effect is generated. Also, I play with the video timeline bar to see how my watermark looks over the animated background at different times of the video. Wow, the animated watermark looks awesome. Now let's add an animated overlay effect too. Once the overlay section is open, I click the right arrow button below the video preview to generate a new overlay effect for my animated background. Based on my data, this tutorial shows how RenderLion AI creates a new overlay motion effect in under 1 second with each click I make. I click the right arrow button until I find an animated overlay I like for my background video. Ooh, I caught an overlay effect, one that I like. I will increase the overlay opacity to 75% because it will look better. Next, I will open the border section. Here I will show you how to set up an animated border for this background video. In my example, I increased the border size I wanted to 40 pixels. Also, set the border radius to 12%. As you can see, my video preview has an animated border. To generate a new border effect based on my values, I will click the next arrow button under my animated wallpaper preview. I stop now and choose to have this animated border for my video presented in this tutorial. Somehow this border looks different than I expected to get. I will decrease the border size a little bit, and I will keep it. Now, I will continue to the sound section, and I will show you how to attach music to your video generated with RenderLion. You can upload your own sounds, or you can choose from the music gallery. I will choose a song from the RenderLion music gallery in my example. I will open the classical category and select a song from it, as you see in this tutorial. I like this classical song and it fits perfectly with my animated wallpaper generated in this tutorial, so that I will keep it. Before saving, you can recheck your animated wallpaper in different sizes such as portrait and landscape, as I just did. Everything looks nice, so I click the Finish button and save my animated wallpaper. Once the video is saved, your animated wallpaper is ready to be rendered and downloaded. In my example, I will render it in all 3 sizes. I click the Render to Download button for the square size to do that. To render my video in portrait size, I switched the preview to portrait, and I clicked on the Render to Download button. I did the same for the landscape format too. The rendering process may take a few minutes, but once it is done, you can download the high-quality video and use it as you wish. Also, you can find thumbnail images ready to be downloaded related to each size below each video. All right, everyone. We've gone through all the steps to create a stunning animated wallpaper using RenderLion. From setting up your profile with your branding elements to generating the aesthetics of your animated wallpaper, you now have a video ready to make an impact. Thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring as you explore RenderLion's capabilities to enhance your digital projects. I encourage you to experiment with different effects, settings, and customizations. RenderLion is designed to provide the tools to unleash your creativity and bring your visions to life dynamically and effectively. Remember, the techniques we covered today can be applied to various visual content, making your creation stand out. For more tutorials and tips, visit our website and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or need further assistance, our support team is here to help. Contact us through our website or drop a comment below this video. We love hearing from you and seeing what unique creations you come up with using RenderLion. I'm Alex. Thanks again for watching and choosing RenderLion. Keep animating, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.